Namaste. Good morning. Welcome to your yoga class. Today I thought we might do things old school, Babaji style, the style of my teacher Baba Hari Das, which means that we will start with pranayama, then a little bit of meditation, and then move into our asana. Babaji always encouraged us to do our pranayama meditation first and have the asana be the preparation of the body for the rest of the day, for the day in front of us, always working ahead. But that way, if you had an interruption or something happened in your practice, you were sure you got the two most important aspects of it done first. So I'm going to move the incense because it seems to be aggravating my eyes. Okay. And we're going to do a little bit of pranayama first. So pranayama, control of control of our energetic body, restraining our energetic body through the breath. So we're going to do a counted practice. It's very, very simple. We're going to inhale 4, hold 3, exhale 6, hold 3. And we'll do that 7 times. Again, so we're going to inhale 4, hold 3, exhale 6, hold 3. And generally it's a chest breath right in this part of the chest, not up here in our sympathetic region, okay? And not usually an abdominal breath either. The mudra we're going to do is our very first mudra that we did in the womb, Adi mudra. So just holding in the thumb, wrapping the other fingers around and just resting the back of your hands on your legs, okay? So a nice tall spine. With that mudra in place, firmly holding your thumb for a moment, firmly, and then releasing the hold and just letting your fingers curl slightly, gently. Become aware of the breath in the body. We'll chant one Om together. The sound of the universe coming into creation, going out of creation, the whole of our universe as we know it contained in Om. So exhaling our breath all the way out and inhaling to chant. And again, getting in touch with the breath. I'll count the breath for us, beginning with exhaling the breath all the way out, belly to spine. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold, 2, 3. Normal breath pattern. Release the thumbs and bring the tip of the thumb to the tip of the index finger. Jnana mudra, the mudra of knowledge. Our practice of pranayama will be dirga recha. So just grabbing an inhale however you can and extending your exhale as long, slow, gentle, smooth, and even as you possibly can. When you get to the very end of that exhale, grab another inhale wherever you can, however you can, and then exhale, making it as slow and smooth and extended as possible. 5 rounds, Dirga Recha. After your last exhale, falling back into your natural breath rhythm, letting the breath become soft and shallow, moving into our meditative breath. Relaxing the breath, relaxing your effort. Your index and thumb can stay touching or you can release them. Your hands can stay on the back of the hands on the thighs, or resting your hands gently in your lap. Palm on top of palm, thumbs gently touching. Whichever is most comfortable for you to come into a meditative state. Beginning to withdraw the senses, smell and taste, sight and touch, sound becoming a faint background sound of my voice, moving inside, internal. Beginning to feel the heart space in the middle of the chest, not necessarily going along with the organic heart, just finding a space in the chest, a heart space, a felt space. And letting that space color red. Letting it be warm and red. And energetically letting that warm red space begin to fill the whole body. Moving down through the legs, into the tips of the toes, up into the shoulders and the head region, out to the tips of the fingers. Letting yourself be a form of red, warm heart light. The seed syllable to repeat to yourself silently. Young, young, young. As the thoughts come in, replace it with young. No judging, turn off the critical, and just accept that we have thoughts. Replace them with young, young, young. Sinking deeper into you, into that red, warm, energetic space. Beginning to extend a little bit outside of your skin until you're sitting in a warm, red space surrounding you completely. Body, mind, senses, warm, red, young, young, young. Young, young, allowing your body to melt into the red space that you are contained within. Softening muscle and tendon, bone. Young, young, young. Releasing the mantra slowly. Releasing the redness, bringing it into the heart space again. Always there for you to draw on. Drawing it back into the heart. Bringing the hands into the heart. And closing our meditation with one Om. Exhaling the breath out and inhaling to chant. Namaste. Good. Just bringing yourself back into your seat, making some nice big circles for a moment, just rotating your whole torso around your pelvic basket. Go back in the other direction. Good. And then lean back and reach forward. So tuck your belly in, lean back and reach forward. And then lean forward and reach back. Tilt onto your pelvic basket. You can hold your arms or elbows in the back if you'd like. And then roll back onto your tailbone, reach forward, draw the belly in. Inhale, come back, hands back, come forward, tilt over onto the pubic bone. One more time, lean back. Open the shoulders, open everything toward the front side of the body. Front side is compressed, back side open. Next, exhale, back, and then inhale, reach. Good. And then let go, shake out your arms. Good. Bring your legs into neutral and just hug them for a moment. Just hugging your knees, hugging your legs. Notice your low back. Just reach back and touch your low back. Notice the curve now goes in the other direction a little bit, just to notice that. Good. And now we're going to go up onto the toes, just for a moment of toe balance. Okay. So just in cuclillas first, in a squat, just in a nice squat. And whenever you're squatting, make sure your knees and your second and third toes are headed in the same direction. So nice squat. And then up onto the ball of the foot. Now, if you want your knees to come forward, then your feet have to come forward. Okay? So knees and feet must be lined up. Good. So just a little toe balance. And let's take the arms out to the side and overhead, palms to touch, and then sweep the air away slowly. Let's flip the palms, reaching up, palms to touch. Flip the palms, moving through air slowly. One more time, reaching up and going through air slowly. Great. And then we're going to stand up. Just see if you can stand. Stay on your toes. Just walk around for a moment on your toes. Little kidney massage. Good. And then just coming in to the front of your mat. I'm going to start here on the back of my mat because otherwise I'm cut off completely. But I want you to be at the very front of your mat. Oh, maybe I'm not cut off. Maybe that's just what I see. Okay. So I'll start here as well. So we're going to thread into our sun salutation. We're going to thread in several different poses. So if you wanted to make Surya Namaskar the basis of your practice, you could think of something like this. The only thing I'm going to remind you is we have an inversion and two inversions. One is Hasta Padasana, our forward fold. So if you don't invert, looking forward while we invert, just looking forward, pressing your hands below the shins or on the shins or right above the knees, either one. And when we go into mountain pose, often called downward facing dog, you come right into plank. And I'll remind you of both of those as we do them, okay? So bring the hands into the heart. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, root down, lift your toes. Let's keep our toes lifted for this very first bit of the sun salute, okay? Good, another inhale. And as you exhale, release your arms, turn your palms toward me, thumbs reaching back. Inhale, arms up all the way overhead. Show your sternum a little bit to the ceiling. Keep your toes lifted. And as you exhale, we're going to begin to go forward, bending forward. Good. So everyone can just gaze forward for a moment, hands on the shins or on the knees. And then some will stay here if you're not inverting. And exhale if you are. Look back, knees can be deeply bent. Inhale, everybody looking forward again, catching up with everyone else. Good. And then hands to the floor, either side of the mat, stepping your left foot back into a lunge. Good. Let's drop to the knee and be here for just a moment. Nice and low. Hands are on the floor. We're going to build as we go. Good. Excellent. And then come off the back knee and take the right leg back to meet the left into plank pose. Good. And then here, we're dropped to our knees. Very, very long table. Drop to your knees. And then slowly, with your elbows headed back, begin to lower yourself to the floor. Chin and chest to touch, or forehead and chest. Bottom stays in the air. And then wiggle your bottom until your whole torso is on the floor. Point your toes, stretch through the feet. Heels are toward the ceiling, not each other. And then inhale to a little baby cobra. Hands can lift. Hands are off. Good. And then curl the toes under. Press back, knees and arms into mountain or plank. If you're not inverting, press into plank. And then looking forward at the space between our hands, stepping our left foot over by our left hand. Good. Drop to the back knee, this very long leg. Our right leg is long. Good. And then come off the right knee. We're going to take an inhale, a little hop to the front. Find our long spine. You stay here if you're not inverting. If you are, exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to the sides, coming up, all the way up, gazing up, hands into Anjali. Second side, inhale, arms floating up, gazing up. Exhale, begin to make our way forward, slowly. Looking forward or releasing the crown of the head toward the floor. Everybody looking forward, nice and long. Hands to the floor, right leg. Back into a lunge. Drop to the knee, long again on that side. Maybe feeling a little bit in your pelvic basket and in the psoas. Just a little bit of stretch in that area. Good. Firmly into your hands, off the back knee. Sweep the left leg back to join. Plank. Good. And then we're going to drop to our knees. So if you have any trouble going down, come down onto your forearms first, and then lower yourself down. Chest and chin to touch, bottom in the air, and then drop the bottom in, point the toes, toenails all on the floor, and then a little inhale into cobra, low cobra. Curl the toes under, press into mountain. Or plank. Get long in the spine, find yourself in a V shape. Not a hill pose, a mountain, maybe even a volcano. And as you inhale, look forward at the space between your hands, stepping your right foot over by your right hand. Good. Drop to the back knee, staying nice and stable. Press into the hands and the shoulders. Don't slump in the shoulders. Good. And then come off the back knee. We're going to inhale, a little hop to the front, long spine, staying forward if you're not inverting, or exhale, fold. And inhale, arms to the sides, coming up, all the way up, gazing up, and exhale, hands into Anjali. Great. We're going to go again. Inhale, arms floating up, looking up. Exhale, beginning our dive forward. Looking forward or through your legs. Everybody looking forward. And exhale, left leg back into a lunge. Drop it to the knee. And this time, let's sweep our arms forward, coming up. Make sure that there is a right angle on your right knee. Good. Float the arms down gently, either side of the mat. Lift off your back knee. Take your right leg back to join. Plank pose. Long line of energy. Press through the heels. Drop to the knees. Good. And then lowering slowly. Ashtang or Shashtang Pranayama. 6 or 8 parts bowing. 6 parts if you hover, 8 parts if you touch. And then cobra, finding your cobra pose. Such a low cobra, you don't need your hands. Good. On your next inhale, curl the toes under, And exhale, press back into mountain or plank. Mountain or plank. And then on your next inhale, looking at the space between your hands, left foot over by your left hand, drop to the back knee. We're going to sweep our arms up this time, making sure you have a right angle on your left knee. Knee is right over the ankle. And then arms floating down, slowly, softly, gently. Get established, come off the back knee, inhale, a little hop to the front, long spine. Staying forward or exhale, fold. And inhale, arms to the sides, coming up, all the way up. And exhale, hands into arms. Second side, same thing. Inhale, up, gazing up. Exhale, forward fold, slowly. Looking forward or releasing the head, looking back between your shins. Everybody inhale, look forward. Place the hands, right leg back into a lunge. Drop to the knee, sweeping the arms up this time. Keeping the right angle. Good. Float the arms down. Come off the back knee, press through the heel. Left leg back to meet it, plank pose. Good. Drop to your knees. Think about making your way down to the floor. Slowly, gently, elbows back, not to the sides. And into your cobra. Tops of the feet on the floor, toes are pointed, heels are toward the ceiling, elbows back, glued close to your ribs. And then curl the toes under, press back into mountain or plank. Make sure you cannot see your heels here, that your legs are aligned. Knees can be gently bent, looking for a diagonal line from the tips of the middle fingers to each sit bone on either side. Press through the hands and back into the heels. And then inhale, begin to gaze forward, taking your right foot over by the right hand. Down to your knee, sweeping up. Float the arms forward. Come off the back knee. Inhale, a little hop to the front, long spine. Looking forward or exhale, fold. Inhale, arms to the sides, coming up, all the way up, gazing up, and exhale, hands into Anjali. Good. Take a few breaths. We've done 2 sets. We're going to do another. Just relaxing. Now you can take a belly breath. Now you can relax your belly a little, let your belly get soft, let your pelvic floor get soft, and just take a few breaths. Good, breathing. And then let's begin to garner our strength. Beginning to lift the toes for a moment, lift the pelvic floor, bring in the belly, it stays firm throughout the whole practice. Breath is in the chest in this area. Begin to lift the shoulders, roll them back, chin parallel to the floor, and release the toes gently. Good. Hands into the heart, Anjali. Taking an inhale. Exhale, arms floating down, thumbs reaching back. Inhale, arms overhead, gazing up. Exhale, beginning our dive forward. Releasing the head or not. Inhale, looking forward. Placing the hands on the floor. Left leg back into a lunge. Good. You can drop to the knee, or this time you could stay up if you'd like. Either way, your choice. I'll go down. Coming back, sweeping the arms up. Good. Breathing. And then arms floating down gently. Try to go in slow motion. Bring the arms down slowly, hands touching on either side of the mat. Tent the fingers. Press into the balls of the points of the fingers, whatever that's called, the very front part of your finger. And then lift off the back knee. Good. Now, firmly press the whole hand down. If it's not there, this would where a block would come in really handy. And then let's step the right leg back to meet the left. Long line of energy. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, drop to your knees. Good. Hold it for a moment. Wiggle your bottom for just a moment. Make sure you have some of your low back curve. Great. And you're welcome to do this by going down onto your forearms. Okay, so whichever's most comfortable. Good. Then we're going to slowly let our chin and our chest come to the floor. And then walk out the back body, come up into Sphinx or Cobra. Whichever is best for you this morning. Curl the toes under, press into mountain. Good. Form a mountain, form a volcano. Hips high up, heels are hidden. Heels are reaching toward the floor, don't need to touch. On your next inhale, looking forward between your hands, stepping the left foot over by the left hand. You can drop to the knee or stay up. So you can decide up or to the knee, but make sure that your left knee has a right angle and sweeping up or down, whichever feels best for you. Knee stacked right over the ankle. Good, and slowly, let's float the arms down. Good. And then off the back knee if you're on it, inhale, a little hop to the front, long spine. Some looking forward, some exhale and fold. Inhale, arms to the sides, coming up. All the way up, and exhale, hands into undulate. Last side, inhale, coming up, broad strokes. Exhale, begin your dive forward. Take it slowly, looking forward or releasing completely. Inhaling, coming about halfway up. Place your hands on the floor, stepping your right leg back into a lunge. Making the decision down on the knee or up, sweeping the arms. Arms floating down gently. Placing the hands firmly, come off the back knee. Step back, long line of energy, plank. Press through your heels. Stay strong. Press the shoulders and arms into the floor. And then drop to the knees, pause. Take a nice inhale, hold it, lower. Release the breath. And then cobra. Good. Breathing. All 10 toenails are touching the floor. And then curl the toes under. Press back and into mountain. Refine your mountain for just a moment, maybe walking the mountain, pressing onto the inside of the arch. Breathing. Where's your breath? Keep it out of the belly. Keep it out of your high chest. Spread the ribs side to side. On your next inhale, looking at the space between your hands, stepping your right foot over by your right hand. Drop to your knee or stay up. Begin to sweep the arm up. You decide. And on your next exhale, float the arms down, either side of the mat. Come off the back knee, inhale, a little hop to the front. Long spine, Maybe looking forward, maybe folding completely. Arms to the sides, coming up, all the way up. And exhale, hands into Anjali. Release your arms to the side, soft arms, soft body, soft everything. Be really still. Lift your toes. Release your toes. Release your pelvic floor, your breath, your belly, your shoulder blades, your jaw, the space between the eyebrows. Relax your sit bones. Relaxing everything for a few moments, a little respite before we re-engage. Breathing. And then on our next inhale, letting our eyes flutter open. Good. Let's step our legs far apart. Sorry, mat moment. If you need to fix your mat, take the time and do it. Maybe move it to the other side so you're facing me now. This is the side. Good. A little movement into the hips. So we remind ourselves that this is where the action is, deep here in the hip joint, not in the waist. The waist is going with everything else. It's not a separate place we're going to move, okay? So just remind yourself, this is where the movement is. Take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, tailbone back, crown of the head forward. And inhale right there. And exhale up. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale forward, hinging at the hips. Long line of energy, crown of the head to the tailbone. Exhale back. And inhale again. One more time. Exhale, coming forward. Pause to inhale. Look at the floor. Exhale up. Good. Inhale. Let's go ahead and externally rotate our left leg. So just reaching toward the left. Good. So the left foot and the left leg from the hip joint. So that took your belly button from front and center out a little bit to the left. Good. And then bend your knee. Make sure that you're lined up, knee over ankle or just shy of, but never past. Knee never past the ankle. Just shy of it or right on top. Kick out your back heel a little bit to give you a little bit more stability. And then lean back a little. Put your hand right at the groin of the right groin. So you can see that that is open and this one is rotated. Good. Arms coming up. Let the arms follow your shoulders. So you'll notice that your left arm is behind your left leg. Good. Gazing out over your left fingers. Straighten the leg, inhale, come up, look forward. Exhale, lower. And this time let's reach, 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 reach. Go ahead and rest your right arm along the body and your left arm, bring your hand down, put the elbow behind you. If you're going to hit somebody with the elbow, elbow jab behind. So not out to the side. Good. So find this diagonal line from the crown of your head all the way through your back heel. Parshva. Good. And then release the pressure for just a moment as you straighten the leg. Lower the left arm and let the right arm rise up. So a different way of coming into triangle, maybe a bit more modified, but the whole of your right side is open. Your torso is open and your left torso is the same height as your right torso. Good. We're going to exhale, come back into warrior two. And then Joan of Arc. Just leaning back a little. Go ahead and arch, 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 arm, and everything. Good, but don't throw your weight into the back right side. Back through warrior two. Straighten the leg, come up, unrotate. Take the heel out a little bit more. Good, and then other side. So now the right leg is rotated. Touch your groin on the left side. Make sure it's open. Good. Belly button now went through the center and out to the right side a little bit. Good. Bend the knee. Stack it. If you need to move your foot, fine. You only see your big toe, not your heel. Good. Arms up. Great. Just looking out over your finger for a moment. And inhale, straighten the leg, look up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up, look toward me. Exhale, look out over your hand. Inhale, come up. And exhale, out over your hand. Good. And then let's lean, 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 lean. Good, again. Resting your left arm on the leg, right hand back, elbow back behind you. Find that long line of energy from the crown of the head down through the left heel. Open your whole left side. Nothing is down that way. Everything is open and up. Good. And your knee can be a little bit shy of the ankle. It does not have to be on top. Elbow back. Trying to give you as much space. Good. And then release the weight on the right arm for a moment. Straighten the leg. Just let the right arm hang. And then left arm reaching up overhead. So coming into our triangle like this. Good. Press through the legs. Open the chest. Both sides are open. We're going to go back to warrior two on our next exhale. Good. And then Jonah Mark. Just reaching back, but don't put any weight in your left arm. Just let your left arm swim through space for a moment. Reaching back. Good. Coming back through warrior two. Straighten the leg, arms up overhead. Come back front and center. Good. And this time coming forward. Parallel spine and floor. Kick out your heels a little if it gives you more stability. If you can touch the floor, great. Otherwise, this may be the place for a block or even a chair. We're going to do a little twist to either side. But we're going to start our twist out a little bit different. Go ahead and place your right hand in the center of your block or in the floor underneath your sternum. Go ahead and sweep your left arm back behind you. Good. Put the palm of the hand on your sacrum. Thumb is pointing toward the left side. And then as you inhale, open the shoulder as much as you can. Try to let the hips stay where they are. And exhale, close. 3 times. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Now, reach out your left arm with the palm facing the floor, parallel, completely parallel to the floor. This time as you open, let your left hand lead. Begin to stack the hand over the left shoulder. Press into the floor with your right hand. Don't let your hips travel. Keep your knees with a slight bend. Don't block them out. And then lower. Replace both hands. Look forward. Good. And then switch hands. First, putting the palm right on the sacrum. Thumb is pointing to the right side. 3 times. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Keep the hips stable. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Reach the arm out, parallel to the floor. Palm is facing down. Really important. Palm is facing down. And then slowly begin to open up the whole of the right arm. Press into the left arm on the floor, left hand. Open, open, open. Keep the hips stable, legs stable, feet stable. And close it down. Press into both hands equally on the block or on the floor, wherever you have it. And we're going to heel, toe. We're going to heel, toe, heel. We're going to come up into goddess. So maybe that got you into the right space, but feel free to heel, toe again if you need to. Hands right above right on your thighs. Knees over ankles. Good. Goddess. And then lift. Good. Belly button in. Everything is in. Breath is in the chest. Big arms. Big fingers. Kali, stick your tongue out. One more. Straighten the legs. Good. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Find your Tadasana. Relax your belly. Take 5, 6, 7 breaths. Soften muscle to bone. Fall into your natural breath. Relax the pelvic floor and the jaw. Good, and then on your next inhale, letting your eyes flutter open. We're going to go down where we started into that squat. So you can always grab a block and sit on it. Just going down into that nice big squat for a moment. Good. So working with our shoulder girdle, I'm gonna go back to you. We're gonna work for just a moment on a bind. So you're welcome to have a block. I'm just gonna put one underneath to make it easier for me to show you. Good. So we're gonna open out to the right side. Open. Come back. And open out to the left side. And come back. And the block is too tall. I'm too long-waisted. The block is way too tall. So again, opening to the right. And back. And opening to the left. And back. Good. So this time I'm going to take my right hand, hold it in a hitchhike thumb, dive the thumb down and wrap it around my knee. Just wherever it gets to is perfect. Then I'm going to open up the left side. Thumb is going to dive down and I'm going to see where it comes to. And maybe the shoulder opens enough, but if not, I'm going to hold on to whatever I'm holding on to. Release. Hands into Anjali. And then the other side. So lean your shoulder in with the back of the shoulder into the knee. Hitchhiking finger thumb going down and back and around. Back of the hand is what you're seeing my palm. Opening up, thumb up, dive it down, and just seeing what you have to hold on to. Maybe different on either side. Breathing. And on your next exhale, release back to Anjali. And making our way to the floor. Slowly making our way to the floor. Good. So have your block handy. We're going to do a psoas stretch. So just watch for one moment. I'm putting my feet out on the mat width. I'm going to lie down. And I'm going to drop my knees over to the left and arch my spine and look to the right. My upper leg can go toward the floor a little bit, giving more of a stretch. And then the other side. So lying down, keeping your block handy, lying down and doing the psoas stretch to either side. Be sure you arch the back as you go. Come back through and arch the back in the other direction. So lying down and doing this windshield wiper pose. Legs to one side, gaze to the other, arch the back. Legs to the other side, gaze to the other, arch the back. Good, coming back into neutral. Maybe one more time. And then if you have your block handy or anything to put under you, if you are inverting, if you're not inverting, you're welcome to look for a wall and just keep your bottom on the floor and put your legs up the wall. That's perfect if you're not inverting. If you are inverting and you have a wall, you're welcome to put your feet on the wall, lift them up, put the block underneath you, or not put the block underneath you. Just go up on the wall and hold yourself in a complete inversion with the wall supporting you. Don't look to the side. It will compromise your carotid artery. Looking up only. You're also welcome to just put the block right underneath your sacrum and rest your legs on the wall. However you want to do your inversion. Breathing. 3 minutes. If headstand or shoulder stand is a part of your practice, feel free to do that now. Make sure that you are not pressing into your neck. You can always gaze back a little bit at the wall behind you and then bring your head back into a more neutral position. No squeezing into the neck region. Make sure your shoulders are not compromised. Move the shoulders down and away toward the hips. Give plenty of space in the neck for blood to flow. And if you have a relationship with the wall, put your feet back on it firmly, lift your hips off. If any way to get your hips up for just a moment, and then slowly lower the hips to the floor. Gently, without grabbing them, just drawing your knees into your chest, just letting the legs be soft for a moment. Relax into your lumbar, relax into the whole of the body. And then wiggle yourself so you can extend your legs in some direction. Press through the left heel and extend the left leg on the floor. Press through the heel even more. You can feel the left hip go down, the whole of the pelvic basket go down toward the left. Good. And then relax it. Press through the right heel on the floor. Press, press, press. Press it further down and further away until the right hip goes down. And then relax it. Wiggle both hips a little on the floor, sit bones in the air. And then let your arms relax. Find your shavasana. Do not feel trapped by the space of your mat. Be a starfish. Go beyond. If you have on glasses, this is the place to take them off. Relax your jaw. Your lips can part slightly, just letting go of the will for just a little bit. Muscle to bone is soft, bones are warm and melting. Organs are soft. Brain, like any other organ, soft. Let everything from the skin in be soft. Bringing your awareness gently into the breath, finding it in the belly or the chest. Find the breath. Letting the breath expand a little. Bringing some movement into the fingers and the toes, sense of touch. Letting your eyes roll in the socket, sense of sight. Roll your tongue in the mouth, sense of taste. Wiggle your ears, sense of hearing. Wriggle your nose, sense of smell. All 5 senses coming online. Improving our sense perception by awareness of how we garner our information. Begin to bend the knees, put the feet on the floor. Lift your bottom off the floor, rock it side to side, off the floor completely. Just wiggle your bottom. Rock it over to one side and then drop your knees to the other, curling up in embryo pose. All curled up, safe and secure. And then using the hand of your upper arm and shoulder on the floor in front of your face, begin to rock your body out toward the hand and push away. Keep the chin tucked in, chin tucked in, chin tucked in. Head is the very last thing. Fold, unfold, and come up. Finding your comfortable seat. Just finding your comfortable seat. Resting the back of the hands onto the thighs or the palms, touching one palm to the back of the hand, thumbs touching in your lap. Either mudra. Notice body, breath, mind. Bringing the hands into the heart, Anjali Mudra. Any merit we may have earned this morning in our practice, we lift it up to the welfare of all sentient beings. Think of someone or something to whom to offer your practice this morning. Bring them into your heart space. And then let that slip into the palms of your hands and lift it up and let it go off into the universe. And then making fist with the thumbs pointing up. Pull the fist into the belly and the solar plexus, bowing the head over or prostrating over, sealing your practice. Coming back slowly, hands into the heart. Hari Om Tat Sat. Namaste. I'll be right there with you for questions and answers or comments or anything. I'm on my way. Let me fix it so you can speak. Hold on one second. Manage participants. Okay, it's ready for you to talk. Let me get my gallery view so I can see your beautiful faces. If you want, you can turn it on for just a moment, just to let me see how pretty you are. Or not. Not pretty is good too. You know, I'm not very pretty this morning. Nice to see you. Really nice to see you. Let me get this down a little bit so I can feel like I'm communicating. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Any questions or comments? Feel free to just unmute yourself and ask a question or make a comment. Today I did Babaji style of pranayama, meditation, and asana in this way that we used to teach it. He finally let us go to teaching asana first because he said for beginners it was fine. But really, when you have your practice, it's good to ride that wave of vata in the morning when you wake up, and just find that vata wave and practice your pranayama and your meditation and everything just right there. You know, it's very, very helpful. Anybody, any questions? Because I'll start talking otherwise. Well, I miss you when it's not daily. I must say that I did have a busy weekend teaching Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I have another busy weekend starting tomorrow. We have an opening circle tonight. Some of you that are on the screen are in part of that training. And so I'm really looking forward to teaching some this weekend too. It's quite a different thing to have a Zoom conference and teach all day in Zoom, but it wasn't bad. I thought it was going to be totally terrible. And it was really quite fascinating how great it was. I really like how I feel connected with you. I feel connected. I felt connected, and it was quite a wonderful experience. So how did you do with pranayama? Because the pranayama today was very controlled. That's yam. Yam means restraint, means don't do it or control it or hold back, right? So I had you going probably faster than you normally would, right? Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale, hold. But by the end of it, because the exhale is the focus and you are controlling, it often will leave you feeling really light and ready for meditation. Dear Gurechak, the one that also focuses on the exhale breath, is another really good pre-meditation breath, because I've told you, I know, but for those of you who are just joining in, that what tells your body to breathe isn't that you lack oxygen. the body just forgets that. That's why COVID is so dangerous, because you are lacking oxygen and it's not telling the body. It tells you when you have too much CO2 that you need to exhale it out. That's our cue that we need to breathe. When we have too much of a buildup of CO2, so that's when we breathe. So when we exhale the breath, we prepare ourselves for those little respites that we might call non-breathing, where we're not breathing, and our mind is able to go into that space, which is called samadhi, when the breath is suspended because we don't need it, which is why so many of the pranayams focus on exhalations. I hear a question coming. I hear someone who unmuted, but I don't know where it's coming from. Anybody with a comment or a question?
Gotta go to work, but I love seeing everybody today. It's wonderful. Good way to start my day.
Thanks, Jean.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Enjoy your class.
Thank you.
Later.
The other Jean has a question.
Yes, Jean, Dylan.
Good morning. When you said it's a good way to start a Vata type of sequence, is Vata, I don't really know anything about the Vata and Pitta, except that I think I'm Pitta. Does Vata mean like calming? Is that what that is?
No, Vata is the air and ether element together. So it's the flightiest. And I don't think I said it's the good way to it's not the way that you would, Vata, if they're out of whack, it might aggravate them to do a lot of breath retention or a lot of fast breath practices at the beginning. But today with the control being the exhale primarily, and the hold super short was safe. And also the Dirga Rechak is really good for Vata. It's really good to lower that activity rate.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, breathing with your, just exhaling, long exhale. Like anytime when you get nervous and you get sympathetic, which means fight and flight, freeze, right? And your breath comes up into this area. When you feel that happening, the best thing you can do for yourself is take your hands and make fists and exhale out all the breath you can into your belly, like from your belly, just pressing in with your belly, exhaling, 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 exhaling until there's nothing there. And obviously there's still something there because I'm still talking. And then I inhaled and let my belly go, or I let my belly go and inhaled. And then I get a really big, full inhale, because your inhale, your ability to inhale well, is determined completely by how well you exhale. You're creating a negative pressure for the universe to breathe you. So if you don't exhale completely, then you don't have any space on which to inhale, right? So that brings us into that sympathetic, kind of like a dog panting, right? And that we don't want to go there. That's our fight, flight, freeze. We want to go to the one that's happening when you're sleeping, when your diaphragm is just going a centimeter like that. You know, it's just your diaphragm is being lifted, and that's what's happening. So we want to kind of replicate that breath by doing abdominal breathing and pressing it out and then letting it come in.
That was super calming, Ginger. I went for a run. I ran like almost 3 miles before we did this, and I was still really wound up. And as soon as we did that breathing exercise, and probably the mudra too, it was incredibly calming. I'm wondering, I've never actually gone to look at the archive of your videos. I'm wondering if you could do maybe some videos that you just have on there, like breath to calm or breath to energize or something.
Absolutely, I am going to do that. I'm going to do some videos that the students have been asking for in Spanish and in English for some of the practices individually. So I'm going to do I'll do a short video of each of the 4 purifications, really short. And then I'll do a video of doing them all 4 together without a lot of talk, right? So people can decide which one they need first. And the same thing with some of the mudra. People want to know the 5 element mudras and the mantra and everything together. So I'm going to try to do that too. Yeah. As soon as this YTT 300 is over this weekend, then I'm going to kind of put some more effort back into doing it. But I think I'll do it just like you say, just create the class so people can watch that on their own, so that if they come in and they don't really know Nadi Shodan, and I'm trying to get them to do it, they can go back somewhere and refer to what is Nadi Shodan and look at it. And when I refer to the 3 breaths, then they can go back and go, well, and then the 4th breath, which some people find really hard to realize, that their own natural subtle breath is the 4th breath, the meditative breath, right? They don't have to control anymore. There's no control when you're meditating. So yeah, thank you, Juliette, for reminding me and for encouraging me to do it. and
Well, I've kind of thought of it before that you know what they're for, and sometimes they strike the right chord when you meaning myself, sometimes it strikes the right chord when I'm doing it, but then we do so much of this and different stuff every day that it's hard to remember what goes with which.
Right.
So that would be really helpful.
Right. Like a lower vata, lower kapha, lower pitta.
Yeah. Today's practice was very reminiscent of how you taught like 20 years ago, and those times, because I still have it imprinted in my mind. Like I could probably go back and do the classes you did when you first started, like from start to finish. Well, in fact, I did the other day, because it's so in my mind. Another question I had is, when we were doing the meditation on the heart chakra, you were having us envision red, and I always associate green with the heart chakra.
Go for it. That's the thing.
Well, I mean, I do that because I think they're always depicted that way. When the
ours is red, and in the Tantra, it's red. Yeah. So it just depends.
Is it different by different?
Different scriptures are different, and they're all revealed wisdom. So just go with the one that resonates with you. They're all good. All good. Yeah. There's one where it's blue, red, green, and a white at the heart. So you just have to go for it. Babaji told me to just go ahead and confuse the students with showing them that there are all these different colors of the Vayus too. The Vayus, there are 4 sets of colors. The Vedas, the Upanishads, Tantra, and the Siddha Padanti. 4 different books have 4 different sets of colors, right? So it's all good. At all, some sage sat in meditation and got that direct information from Purush. Who are we to say all of them aren't right? It's probably a rainbow in there, and everybody gets his or her color. We just don't know how to access it. Yeah, we have a meditation that Babaji does called the Cave of the Heart, where it's red, and so that always, I can just always see a heart, just like a red heart. And I have a friend here, an artist who used to draw, Pablo Swayze, that you all knew, that lived here, most of you knew, who always had hearts, and the organ, like where you could feel it and sort of like see all the things. And the heart itself is so uncomplicated. I mean, it's such a simple vessel with a simple muscle. It's really, so simple, and yet it's so important. And the way that it functions and keeps us alive. Of course, it's not as the breath will tell you, it's the one that you can't do without. The breath is the one you can't do without. You can change hearts, but when the breath is gone, you're gone. When they take you off the ventilator, you're gone, right? So, yeah. All right, well, we're at time. It's wonderful to see you. I just want to look at your pretty faces for a moment. Okay, good. And I'll see you next week, Tuesdays in Spanish, for anybody, cualquier persona que quiere hablar un poquito más de español o de saber las palabras en español. So you might want to just come and listen. I know I had a couple of students that really don't speak Spanish, but they had it remedially in school and said it's really helping them to remember the body parts and listen to just the rhythm of Spanish. So even with my bad Spanish, but I have to tell you, one of my favorite YouTube Spanish teachers, her name is Elena Malova. Yes, she's Russian. Elena Malova. And I listen to her Spanish, and then I feel like my Spanish is okay. And she teaches in Spanish too. But she has this beautiful Russian accent. And she's taught me a lot of words I didn't know. A couple of them were wrong. I found out after the fact, but at least we don't use them here. She teaches in Argentina and Chile, but she's wonderful. So if you want, she has some really hard classes, but she's also got some really good and easy classes. And she's delightful. So if you want some more Spanish classes, Elena Malova on YouTube. I subscribe to her channel and I totally recommend it. I have Rebecca and I have been looking for things to do, some asana. So we went onto the Gaia channel, and everything we got, we had to just turn it off after like 5 minutes into the practice. It was like, where did they go to school? I don't want anybody to ever go to school there. The things that were so hard without any warm-up, or things that had like no instruction about don't do this if contraindications. I mean, it was like 5 minutes of danger, and then we just kept going out and kept going out, kept going out. So Elena Malova is really good about telling you what not to do. So for those of you who want another person to also look at, that I think is a really good teacher. Yeah, we don't teach things the same necessarily, but it's so good. It's so open. There's so many different ways to teach the same practices. So I just encourage you to check out some more. Okay, everybody, wonderful to see you, and I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Much love.